Plus, get ready for the NBA here on 2K Sports. A New Year's Eve celebration with the NBA. It's going to be the Golden State Warriors up against the Orlando Magic. See you at the half.
And ready to get it going, we see the Magic. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. We're all dressed up and ready to go. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Oladipo?
He plays with a frenetic energy, a great rebounder and defender. With his strength and athleticism, I think Oladipo could become one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA.
Love his game. Victor Oladipo. He gets it done at both ends, fellas. The real deal, and I think he's got a really good future in the NBA.
We're live at Amway Center, where the Magic have home court advantage. These guys facing good ball clubs and will continue to over the upcoming stretch of games, even more critical to notch a win in this one.
Yeah, and they're in the middle of a tough stretch of games they've got coming up. I mean, they're excited about it, and it's going to serve as a real benchmark for them, finding out exactly where they stand in the league.
And that's something every team wants to know. You know, to get where they want to be, they're going to have to really beat the best teams in this league. So I know what they're thinking is, bring it on, let's go.
Shot clock at 6. Dishes it to Harris. Lets it go from 11. Here's Davis, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And on the year, he's shooting an average number at the line, about 73%.
Boy, it was a tough year for the Magic last season. They found no salvation here in Orlando either. They were dreadful at home and had the fewest home court wins of any team in the league. Tough pill for the fans there to swallow.
Barnes kicks to Iguodala. Defended by Oladipo. Fades. That is good. Here's Nelson. And that home record of the Magic's that you mentioned, Clark, a paltry 12-29. So, Steve, that being said, a big part of why they ended with the fewest wins in the entire league.
Well, I mean, if you can't defend your home court, good luck to you. But the big thing is just not enough talent. I mean, it's a team that is in full-blown rebuilding mode, and last year was kind of the initial season in that campaign, and it obviously showed. Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota. Plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over there.
Well, I just, you know what, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Iguodala off the pick from Lee. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
Here's Douglas after the made shot from Harris. And here's Barnes for three. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Davis has got his third rebound on the night. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
What a breakout year for Vucevic. He was given the chance to start for the Magic, and he showed that he belonged in a starting five. Just a really good gamble on a player, and the big fella looks to be an impact player for them for the foreseeable future.
Barnes defended by Vucevic. Out to Lee. Passes it to Douglas. Back to Lee. Iguodala. The tray. Again, Iguodala missing. And for Vucevic, in his second season of the league, fourth in voting last season for the most improved player, and I couldn't disagree.
I would not either, Kevin. And you've got to like his defensive potential. He's 7 feet tall, and he's got a 7'4" wingspan, so he can help provide all kind of protection around the rim. And, you know, he's got an excellent motor, too. He makes the most of his imposing frame. I like what this guy has been and could become.
The Magic have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And for the season, guys, they're about 73% from the line, so kind of a mediocre shooting club.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Now here's Douglas. He's coming off a 31-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Nelson with it, now guarded by Douglas. Here's Harris. Iguodala with the block. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Here we can see, Kevin, where the Warriors rank in the NBA right now. Tops in scoring, first in assists, and they're also #1 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals. An aggressive team that ball hawks very effectively.
And the points that they're scoring per game that you talked about is really a result of great offensive execution. And this is a club that works well together. They get great looks, and they'll also score in transition.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. He talked about the impact of opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying there just aren't that many 7-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And here's a rundown of the rookies already having a huge impact in their first season. These are the NBA's rookie scoring leaders. 5th best, Victor Oladipo.
Well, he was one of those players who, coming into the league, you wondered how his talent would translate to the NBA game. Well, I'd say the transition has gone pretty well.
No doubt about that, Steve. I mean, he's looked comfortable and confident since the first day he stepped onto an NBA court. He's had some big games for him. Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
The feed now to Harris. And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against Cleveland.
Tell you what, the way they shot the ball that game, Kevin, it looked like a shoot-around out there.
It sure did, and all the more impressive because they did it on the road. You're not supposed to be able to get that hot in an opponent's building.
The Magic leading by 6. Nelson kicks to Harris. Left side, Harris. Nelson against Douglas. And it's Vucevic missing. Warriors trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Barnes passes to Bogut. He dishes it to Douglas. Kicks it out to Iguodala. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. And that's 10 points for Andre Iguodala.
What a quarter for him at the offensive end. He's ignored the scoreboard and continued to go out there and do his thing.
Here's Nelson, averaging 14 points a game. Oladipo dishes to Nelson. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
And poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Here's Barnes. Orlando grabs the miss. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season.
Always a little tougher to see how you match up with teams in the opposite conference because you just don't see them very often.
Now here is Davis. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Atlanta.
And don't forget about the incredible rebounding night for him, too. I mean, just devouring the glass all game long.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Steve talking about the lack of games, reps between these two teams. There's not a lot of history between them, and this is their first chance this season to create some, I guess, with one more meeting later on coming up.
You know, that's what we get when it's East versus West, Kevin, but it certainly hasn't detracted from the atmosphere in here. I think, if anything, it's added a little something to it.
I agree. Bogut, smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Denver, 5 games behind.
Well, I think for Golden State, they're really quite an incredible success story. After coming into the season with such low expectations, they've really turned the league on its ear. They've been very impressive.
You know, I thought it would take them a long time to get all the pieces to fit this year, but little did I know that. I mean, those pieces were already in place, seemingly right out of training camp. But take a look at the rebound totals, guys. That's +5 now on the glass.
And, Steve, I don't think there's any question which team came out with more energy and enthusiasm.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
And that one's good. 12 points for Andre Iguodala.
Yeah, beautiful drive there, going right around the bigger man.
Douglas against Nelson. The pass to Oladipo. On the wing, Davis. Working on Lee. The fadeaway. Up and in on the layup. Vucevic has got 6 points.
Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, you know, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
Barnes kicks to Iguodala. He feeds it to Barnes. Golden State moving it around. Here's Lee. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
David Lee, such a versatile big man. He rebounds, he can pass from the high post. He's got that mid-range jumper, and he can finish inside with either hand. Little hook shots, flip shots. He is a really, really good player.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Now, here's Price. Kicks to Turkoglu. Back to Price. And there's the whistle. It's going to go on Andrew Nicholson. That's his first foul. Spates checked in for David Lee. The Warriors trail. Here's Nedovic. Back to O'Neal. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And guys, you mentioned David Lee's ambidextrous finishing. I mean, Steve, he actually broke his left arm when he was in high school, and it forced him to develop his right hand in the meantime, and that's why he's so effective with both hands, and he's really made the most of it. It's part of what makes him a tough guy to deal with.
Here's Turkoglu. Andre Iguodala comes up with the rebound. The dish to Spates. Pass to O'Neal. Here's Nedovic, defended by Nicholson. Iguodala it to Bazemore. Kept alive. Here's Spates. Kicks it out to Iguodala. He passes to Nedovic. O'Neal a screen on Price. Into O'Neal. It's picked off. And oh, here we go. Turkoglu's got it. The fast break chance. Here's Price. And good coming off the assist from Hedo Turkoglu. Price has got his second bucket tonight. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Orlando.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Here's Bazemore after the made shot from Price. Iguodala's drive. Second shot opportunity. O'Neal. There's the bucket. Good.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Magic leading by 3. A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. Here's Nicholson. Feeds it to Henderson. Price outside. Price off a pick from Axial. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Maurice Spates.
You know, there was a lot of talk about the Magic not getting equal value when they traded Dwight Howard to the Lakers before last season, but you take a look at how both teams started, the Lakers and the Magic, and for a time there, the Magic had a better record early in the season than the Lakers. So I think it worked out okay for the Magic.
Ezeli's checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Jason Maxiell. Now here's Price, defended by Nedovic. Out to Price, trying his luck deep. Can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 5. Pass to Bazemore. Poke loose. He kicks it to Ezeli. Dishes to Bazemore. Iguodala outside. Iguodala off the pick from Spates. Passes to Nedovic. Spates inside, defended by Nicholson. Bazemore passes to Iguodala. And it's Iguodala again missing. Now Henderson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Tries again. Harkless with the bucket.
It's a great play under the boards for him, and you know that's the standard that he sets. It seems like all those second chance points, I mean, they're there for him game in, game out.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Magic lead by 7. 2K Sports back in a moment from the Amway Center.
Start your new year with the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards live this Wednesday night.
And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, Steve and Clark, what do you think?
Really good sign offensively the way they started this game out, getting a lot of hoops from close range.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get baskets inside. I know you were a three-point shooter, Steve, and a really good one, but it's always easier to score in the paint.
Here's Nedovic. We've got Henderson. Andrew Nicholson out there with Hedo Turkoglu. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Moore in at the 1 spot. That's the group start in the second quarter for the Magic. They retain possession. Great positioning on the putback. Warriors trail by 9. Iguodala with it. He picked up 33 points in their last one against Cleveland.
And he was disruptive defensively, too. Kevin, really aggressively trying to make plays. In fact, he had 4 steals during that game.
Golden State needs to get off a shot. Azili kicks to Iguodala, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Iguodala's got 14 points. Moore outside. Inside, here's Nicholson. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Nedovic, the pass to Bazemore. Traps in the tray. Bazemore's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Guys, Harrison Barnes certainly had a solid rookie season for the Warriors. Part of that is having a staff that holds you to a high standard. He said when he first got drafted, the first day, he came out dribbling and shooting the ball. One of the Warriors' assistant coaches came up and told him he was the worst-rated defender to come out of the draft. The coach said, quote, "Put the ball down. You're a terrible defender, and we're going to make you better." Guys, credit Barnes for accepting that kind of coaching, and the staff raved about the progress he's made as a defender.
Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, such a hard worker. He's really fit right into this team.
And Nedovic kicks to Azili. Some nice passing by Golden State. And another 3 for Golden State.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
Magic leading by 5. Turkoglu kicks to Nicholson. The feed to Henderson. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Warriors making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. They set the pick. And Bazemore kicks to Barnes. He dishes it to Bazemore. Iguodala, defended by Harkless. Iguodala's drive. Here's Spates. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Reese Spates swapped teams once again last year. This time joining Cleveland. Now he finds his way to Golden State. Spates very talented, but you wonder if he's ever really going to find his niche with one team for more than a year or 2.
Turkoglu with it, out guarded by Spates. Moore dishes to Turkoglu, and it's blocked by Spates. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And now let's have a look at the teams that have had the quickest hands in the NBA during the past month. The Warriors, number 1.
Yeah, what a month they've had defensively. They really get after it at that end of the floor.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And Spates, primarily Clark, a pick-and-pop big man.
Yeah, I like his nice soft touch, Kevin. It's really solid in the mid-range area. He's a pretty decent rebounder as well. I think he's a very productive backup and young enough to where he's still got some room to grow.
And you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Bazemore, defended by Moore. Iguodala off the pick from Azili. And the Warriors miss again.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Henderson kicks to Moore. Fires the 3. The rebound by Azili. Warriors trail by 8. It's Iguodala with the drive. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
Vucevic checked in for the Magic. Moore passes to Vucevic. Taken away. And up the court come the Warriors on the break.
Wow. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Turkoglu dishes to Harkless. There's the pass to Henderson. And the whistle blow is going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's his first foul.
Yeah, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Jermaine O'Neal is checked in for the Warriors. And Bazemore kicks to Iguodala. He feeds it to O'Neal. There's the dish to Bazemore. Screen by O'Neal. Bazemore passes to Iguodala.
What a throwdown there, man.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
And for the Warriors, unusual for a playoff team to be giving minutes to 3 or even 4 rookies, but that was the case last season. Barnes, Azili, Green, they brought in a rookie group with maturity that had done a good job of preparing themselves at the collegiate level, and all of them produced.
Here's Bazemore. 9 points last game. Kicks it to Iguodala. And it's E'Twaun Moore with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but you know, another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Tobias Harris is checked in for Turkoglu. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for E'Twaun Moore. Clock at 6. Harkless with the steal. By himself. Throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Warriors trail by 5. And for the Warriors rookies last season, Steve, they got an early start. They were in the team gym from the earliest days after the draft.
Well, this is a club that has great chemistry. Some of that has to do with Mark Jackson. A lot of it has to do with just the quality of people that they've put on that roster. But it's an exciting young team with a good coach and a great crowd. I think the Warriors have a very bright future.
Pass to Barnes. Steps back and fires. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Barnes has got his first 2 points. Orlando leading by 3. Now, here is Nelson. Here's Vucevic. And it's blocked by Barnes. Stolen by Henderson. Feeds to Harkless. He passes to Henderson. The Magic again can't hit.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Bazemore dishes to Barnes. Pass to Iguodala. Stolen by Henderson. And now Orlando on the break. Nelson's running. And that one's good by Henderson. And the Magic lead by 5.
Yeah, nice fast break from start to finish, guys.
Especially on the back end. I mean, he polished it off perfectly.
Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. He kicks to Bazemore. No luck. And Orlando the other way now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Nelson left side. Harkless kicks to Nelson. Shoots it. O'Neal with the rebound.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Iguodala with it, picked up by Harris. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Clearly, Orlando was a team in transition last year. They had a group of younger, inexperienced players, and many times when that's the case, you'll get off to slow starts in games, and that certainly proved to be true for the Magic.
Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Golden State. Douglas comes in for Andre Iguodala. Nelson outside. Davis gets the screen from Nelson. Clark, you mentioned that the Magic were at the very bottom of the league when it came to scoring in the first quarter of games. Steve, you got to get better as the game went on, obviously, but you can't start every game in a hole down like they did and expect to do well.
Well, we just go back to the roster, and that explains everything. I mean, you look at who they had, the lack of a go-to scorer out of the gates, and that explains the slow start. So this is really all about continuing to build the roster and try to put together some talent.
Takes a three.
What an ugly second quarter for him so far. He's starting to press a little bit out there.
Nelson with another miss.
It's just been one of those days for him. He has really struggled.
Bazemore passes to Douglas. Passes it to Bogut. That's it go. And again, no good by Golden State.
Well, you know, Andrew Bogut essentially missed the first half of last season as he continued rehab from his ankle injury from early 2012. The team did a pretty good job of holding down the fort in his absence. Got off to a hot start, but no question about it. He gives this team a whole different dimension inside when he's healthy.
Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
Yeah, he's not happy right now. You can see it's really hurting him.
Sure can, Steve. I mean, it's difficult to say exactly how serious it is, but hopefully we'll have an update soon.
And the Warriors making a change here. Lee's checked in. No good from Bazemore. Going back to Bogut, the Warriors took a little heat early on with that trade. You know, they sent their high-scoring guard, Monte Ellis, for Bogut to Milwaukee, and they had to wait a long while for the big man because he came injured to Golden State.
Well, that was the main reason people were upset. They traded their leading scorer for a guy who couldn't even play because he was on the sidelines. But once he was healthy, the trade made perfect sense. Golden State had plenty of firepower in the backcourt. They needed the size and defense that Bogut brought them.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, it certainly seemed the Magic were to be lost after Dwight Howard, but they have quickly turned things around. The development of their young players last year and nabbing the #2 overall pick in the draft helped speed that process. They took Victor Oladipo and now have a fantastic collection of young talent. We'll see how quickly they can get back to the postseason, guys.
Well, they didn't get it done last season, Doris, but they're hoping with the revamped roster, this will be the year. Warriors trail by 5. Dishes it to Douglas. Golden State moving the ball around. And the jam by David Lee.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
Well, he should stay with those basics in a tight ball game because we've got one here tonight.
Nelson kicks to Vucevic. Now the feed to Harris. Second chance shot in deep. Davis drops it in. Davis has got his second bucket of the night.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the board.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Now Oladipo looking for his first basket still in this one. Nelson kicks to Harris. Three-pointer. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Lee dishes to Bazemore. Back to Lee. Excellent D there from Vucevic. Orlando leading by 8. Oladipo, the pass to Nelson. 1:11 left here in the second. He dishes it to Oladipo. Back to Nelson. In low to Davis. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got his third assist on the night.
It looks like he's finding his touch now because the shots are starting to fall.
Douglas against Nelson. Now the pass to Bazemore. He's looking for Bogut and finds him with the lead pass. And the jam by David Lee. Now, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this lead.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Nelson kicks to Davis. Bogut getting untied. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist by Nelson.
He's found a rhythm here in this second quarter, guys. He looks good.
Douglas kicks it to Bazemore. He feeds it to Bogut. Vucevic on him. Bogut dishes to Douglas. Pass to Bazemore. Screen by Bogut. Bazemore passes to Barnes. But he stays with it. Now the dish to Bazemore. Kicks it to Douglas. Bogut with a screen on Nelson. Here's Bazemore. No good on that last second attempt there. And we finished one half of basketball. Orlando out in front, leading by 10. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
New Year's Eve and the anticipation is building. But before the clock strikes 12, let's jump right into the halftime report. Orlando on top against Golden State. Sitting in 7th place right now, a little too close to the bubble for their liking. A valuable contribution so far by Big Baby. After 2, he's got 10 points, and he's been working to get great looks from the field, making his trips to the free throw line count as well. And midway through, the Warriors are still alive. Turnovers, something this team always struggles with, and it's been a problem again. Harrison Barnes with a disappointing first half. Not a lot of production to show for his minutes. They'll need him to play a lot stronger in the second half. And now, let's check out the other games still going on. The Rockets in a hard-fought game against Sacramento. A close one in the first. Now let's check out what's going to be coming up later on. The Trailblazers will square off against the Thunder in Oklahoma City. So that's a divisional game that'll be a lot of fun. That one gets going at 7 Eastern. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. The Lakers are playing at Staples Center as they go up against the Bucks. Fans will be out in force for that game. That gets going 7:30 Eastern. Now let's head back out to the start of the second half. Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke take it away.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Tremendous output from Iguodala. He's got 21 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Now he's anticipated the ball movement down low. He's finding angles, and that's why he's able to go up there and really control that glass area with his shot blocks.
Warriors trail by 10. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Barnes and Lee are the 3 and 4. Iguodala out there with Tony Douglas, and it's Bogut in at the pivot spot manning the middle. Lee gets the bucket.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense. Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too, but it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
Davis kicks to Nelson. Just 4 to shoot. Fires the 3. And again, it's Orlando with the 3. So it's the Warriors now. 11-point game. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in Game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
That's good. And it's 6 points for Barnes. Magic leading by 9. Pass to Davis. Feeds it to Oladipo. The Warriors pull it in. Lee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Douglas dishes to Lee. Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. He kicks it to Douglas. Just 5 to shoot. In low to Bogut. Iguodala outside. It's rebounded by Vucevic.
And Nikola Vucevic out of USC, an impressive young big man, guys. Great size and wingspan at the center spot. And boy, he's got a nice touch inside and out. And he's a terrific rebounder. And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
Here's Iguodala. Here's Lee. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
That's his second personal foul.
Well, I'm a big fan of David Lee, fellas. I mean, you look at the way he's progressed in his career. Each season he's found a way to improve, and now he's become one of the better passing forwards in the NBA. I just like what he does because he can figure out ways to win each and every night.
I think a lot of it just has to do with him feeling right at home with the ball on the block. If you double, he'll find the open man, and if you don't, he'll square up and go into his move. He just finds a way to be productive on offense.
Back to Nelson. And it's sent back by Barnes. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Iguodala with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Here's Barnes. And he overshot that one, missing. And for Vucevic, Clark, you mentioned his rebounding. He set a magic franchise record with 29 rebounds to go, 20 points. Steve, remember that game you and I were celebrating New Year's Eve 2012?
That's right. Well, yeah, we were having a big party.
Yeah, we were. Nice.
Awesome.
Fun.
But meanwhile, he was doing work in that game. And we were out having fun. But
well, we were doing some work, too, some eating. And,
yeah. Kind of our own style of work.
That's right, yeah. That was amazing. Lee, who's guarded by Davis. Lee passes to Iguodala. Iguodala off the pick from Lee. Iguodala kicks to Lee. Passes it to Nelson. Excellent D from Douglas.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Takes the three. It's hauled in by Harris. Orlando leading by 10. And the call will be against David Lee. That's foul number 2 for him. Azili's checked in for Golden State. Spates comes in for David Lee. And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
It's stolen. Gives him the lead pass, and stolen by Maxey. Here's Nelson. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Nelson's got 11 points.
But the drive to the bucket was nice, but how about the finger roll finish? Beautiful.
It's Iguodala with the drive. And again, no good by Golden State. And stolen by Spates. And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Well, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Iguodala off the pick from Spates. Iguodala kicks to Barnes. Working on Maxey. Kicks it out to Iguodala. 6 to shoot. He passes it to Douglas. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists now in this one. Magic leading by 7. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Spates has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Dishes it to Barnes. And it's Golden State with another.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Nelson kicks to Turkoglu. Back to Nelson. Nelson left side. Can't get it to go.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
The drive by Iguodala. Barnes kicks to Douglas, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
Well, checking out some numbers here for Tony Douglas. His last 10 games, 4th in free throw percentage. And defensively, he's been really good. He ranks in the top 20 in the league in steals.
I want to take a minute here to get in a quick word about his outstanding free throw percentage. I mean, you can see how he's brimming with confidence at that line.
Andrew Nicholson, he's checked in for Orlando. Price comes in for Jameer Nelson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And Harrison Barnes, a rookie last season out of North Carolina, guys. He started as small forward for the Warriors from day one. I mean, a pretty impressive accomplishment on a playoff contending team.
That one is no good. And Clark, you just talked about Harrison Barnes last season. The Warriors' youngest opening night starter, Steve, since 1995.
Yeah, he was solid, not spectacular early, but you knew what you were going to get from him defensively. He was a good spot-up shooter, but as the season wore on, Kev, he seemed to get more and more aggressive offensively, and he expanded his game.
Douglas off the pitch from Azili. Douglas dishes to Azili. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. Azili's got his first points of the game.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Turkoglu, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, Hedo Turkoglu is in the final season of his contract, and last season endured a suspension for performance-enhancing substances and really never found any kind of rhythm in his season. We'll see if he's able to bounce back this year.
Well, Clark, you mentioned the positive test for Turkoglu. The league now implementing tougher testing measures for the players.
Yeah, incorporating blood testing. There's been a feeling that it was a bigger issue in other sports and that NBA players weren't using performance enhancers. I think that's generally the case, but you might as well have a system in place to assure that that is right. I wasn't so sure he could get it turned around after that poor first half, but he's got it rolling here a little bit in the second.
Price kicks to Turkoglu. The feed to Nicholson. Spates on him. Fades away. Warriors with the rebound. Azili's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Boy, it was a wreck of a season for the Magic last year. Started off decently, but then it went downhill fast. A 10-game losing streak followed shortly again with a 12-game losing streak. Surprisingly, they did play well against the West, though.
The Magic have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Spates against Turkoglu. Price, right side. Shoots a 3. But they get it back. A second chance effort. Here's Nicholson. And at last, they get one to fall. Nicholson's got his second basket of the night. He dishes it to Douglas. Spates with a screen on Price. Here's Douglas. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Clark, as you said, probably the last thing anyone expected last season was for the Magic to do well against the West. But it happened, Steve. Half the wins came out of the conference.
Yeah, they actually had a winning record against the Pacific Division, believe it or not. I think some of that is that the Western teams kind of took Orlando for granted, particularly on the road. But look, in the end, it doesn't matter what your record is in conference, against divisions, against the league. What it's about is your total record, and they're looking to get better.
Douglas off the bench from Spates. Iguodala outside. Iguodala right side. 4 on the shot clock. Barnes kicks to Iguodala. It's hauled in by Maxiel. Maxiel's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
To the inside. That's in, coming off an assist from Price. Now it's a 4-point Orlando lead.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
Well, we've got a moment here. The top free throw shooters in the league. And you look at Douglas, one of the league's best, 3rd in free throw percentage.
He's not going to miss many foul shots, that's for sure. That's a very impressive part of his game.
Warriors trail by 4. Barnes sets a screen for Douglas. The pass to Barnes. Bazemore. Good on the three-point shot. Bazemore's got 7.
Looked like there was a little confusion there as to who was supposed to be guarding him.
Price kicks to Anderson. He feeds it to Maxia. Knocks it loose. Pushing it up. Pass to Iguodala. Kicks to Douglas. For the lead. Makes the lead pass. Off his leg. And it's whistled a kick. Jameer Nelson's checked in for the Magic. Here's Douglas. 5 points in the game. The dish now to Spates. Feeds it to Bazemore. Spates sets a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Knocked away. And stolen by Maxia. Here's Turkoglu. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Orlando.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys, and all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
And Bazemore kicks to Barnes. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Clearly, he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
And Orlando making a change here. Vucevic is checked in.
Well, you know, of all the things that Harrison Barnes did on the court last year, the one that sticks out to me was some of his dunks. I mean, his huge dunk. We're talking dunk of the year caliber stuff. The best one might have been him throwing it down on Nikola Pekovic early in the year.
Iguodala kicks to Douglas. Bazemore. Spates sets a screen. For the lead. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Going back to Harrison Barnes, his athleticism and dunking ability, probably the best on this Warriors team.
Well, they've got a lot of outside shooting and very skilled players. Barnes was really a perfect fit because he could play off of those other guys as a slasher by attacking the rim, but also spot up and be a pretty good three-point shooter in his own right.
And as a rookie, did he surprise you with this performance in his first year?
I think he was better than a lot of people thought he'd be.
Turkoglu against Spates. And here's Oladipo, averaging 8 points a game. Tipped away. Douglas with the steal. Oh, and here's Douglas all alone. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Oladipo. Here's Henderson. And good coming off the assist from Hedo Turkoglu. Now it's a 4-point Magic lead.
You know, with the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurry.
He kicks to Bazemore. On the wing, it's Iguodala. That's good. Iguodala's got 4 points this quarter.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Douglas against Nelson. Doubled by Douglas. Here's Henderson. And it's Spates with the rebound. Spates has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Spates with a screen on Turkoglu. Douglas for 3. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. We're at the end of the 3rd, and we've still got a close one. Magic lead by 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter.
Start your new year with the NBA. Thaddeus Young and the Philadelphia 76ers take on Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets this Wednesday, 10 Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. And so here's Orlando. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Nelson is flanked by Oladipo in the backcourt. Henderson out there with Jason Maxio. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. That's is out there for Orlando. Iguodala kicks to Bogut. Working on Maxio. From the stripe. And Iguodala with the basket, the assist by Bogut. 27 points for Andre Iguodala. The Magic shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Knocked loose. Nelson outside. Oh! How did that go in?
Unbelievable.
Since halftime.
Definitely a big improvement in their shooting from what we saw before the break.
Douglas off the pick from Barnes. High post shot. And it's sent back by Maxio.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they've chased down that pumpkin often.
Here's Bazemore. Powered down with both hands.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, he's sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Nelson, the pass to Vucevic. Hit his leg. And the refs whistling a kickball. And the Warriors making a change here. Lee's checked in. Here's Vucevic. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Yeah, what a way to wrap up that possession.
Warriors trail by 3. Douglas dishes to Bogut. And then Iguodala with the dunk.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, startling that he'd even try that right now.
Nelson kicks to Davis. From 13, Barnes grabs the miss. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Bogut the pass to Douglas. Bogut, he's guarded by Davis. Bogut dishes to Douglas. Pass to Barnes. Golden State moving it around. Bogut backing him down. 5 on the clock to take the lead. Here's Lee. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
And Orlando making a change here. Harris is checked in. Here's Davis. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And the Magic lead by 1.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Iguodala outside. Pass to Barnes. Back to Iguodala. It's stolen by Oladipo. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Lee against Davis, backing down his lead. He passes to Bogut. Back to Lee. Unloads from 9. It's rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 9 rebounds now tonight. They get a hand on it. Iguodala with the steal. Leads him in there. And Andrew Bogut, the bucket on the assist by Iguodala. Iguodala's got 6 assists now in the game. The Magic have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Douglas against Nelson. And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That'll be his second foul of the game. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Oladipo. Ball's knocked loose. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Golden State Warriors. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. A 7-game road trip continues for them. That'll be game number 3.
Boy, that's a game you know the Heat would really like to take.
Nelson kicks to Davis. Out to Nelson. On the clock. And there's the call on Tony Douglas. Well, that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Nelson outside. Dishes to Davis. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. Nelson's got his 6th assist on the night. Warriors trail by 3. Iguodala, the pass to Barnes. No good. That would have tied it.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Here's Henderson. Shot is no good, and Golden State will go the other way with it. Iguodala with it, now guarded by Henderson. And Barnes backs in. Let's go. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
It's been a nice game for Barnes. He's got 16 points and 3 blocks.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate the all-around effort that he's put in here today.
The numbers tell the story, Steve. He is filling up just about every column of that box sheet.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
Boy, his free throw shooting, Kevin, has been ugly. Boy, you look at Glenn Davis out of LSU, guys, and he might have made one heck of a left tackle in football. 6'9", close to 300 lbs. He's as strong as they come, and yet surprisingly as quick-footed as any big man in the league.
Well, he was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
Lee sets a screen for Iguodala. Barnes. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And Glenn Davis, an improving rebounder in recent years, and Stevie uses his size well defensively.
He's tough to back down. He's got a barrel chest, strong legs. Offensively, he's not a guy who finishes over the top, but he's crafty in the way he can go through bodies and kind of find ways to get the ball into the basket.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And that one's good by Henderson.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Nelson against Douglas. And there's the feed to Iguodala. Iguodala off the pick from Bogut. The drive by Iguodala. Orlando grabs the miss. Nelson with it. Left side, Davis. Uncovered. It's rebounded by Golden State. Barnes has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. To stop the drought, here's Iguodala, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Iguodala's got 10 points here in the second half.
That's 3 or 4 from the field for him now, guys, and he's really been a big part of the scoring here in the 4th.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year, now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors, it looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him, just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on what head coach for the Magic was getting across in the huddle. It was a pretty upbeat huddle. He said, I'll bet they won't take us lightly next time, guys. Clearly, he was aware of their underdog status coming into this basketball game, guys.
All right, Doris. And Steve, you mentioned how tough Iguodala is in transition. Great ball handler for his size. And Clark, I know you love his athleticism.
Yeah, he's really a point forward offensively, but he can finish big, and he's always putting pressure on the defense when he's in attack mode. A good ball handler and passer. His outside shooting is up and down, but I'd love to have him on my squad.
Magic leading by 3. Poked away. Nelson outside. He dishes it to Oladipo. It's Davis on the wing. Harris outside. That one wide left.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Iguodala dishes to Bogut. Lee left side. Iguodala outside. Iguodala off the pick from Bogut. Iguodala kicks to Barnes.
I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Harris passes to Nelson. Davis setting the pick for Nelson. And it's blocked by Bogut. Now a timeout called by Golden State. Without question, Jameer Nelson displaying his skills today.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bazemore is checked in. Bogut backing him down. The pass to Barnes. Iguodala outside. He feeds it to Bazemore. Takes the 13-footer and too long on the shot. Magic leading by 3. Here's Nelson. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Bogut with the screen on Nelson. Bazemore dishes to Bogut. He used that pick to get in close.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Nelson outside. And Vucevic kicks to Nelson. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
You can just see his confidence rising every time he knocks one down beyond the arc.
Hit by Lee. Bazemore passes to Bogut. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Vucevic dishes to Nelson. Lays it up and banks it in. Nelson's got 15 points here in the second half.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Lee, a screen on Nelson. Here's Bazemore. Bogut. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Some good play from Bogut in this one. He's got 10 points, and his 2 blocks have given them a lift defensively.
Well, you have to protect the rim, Clark. You know that. And when you do that as well as he has today, it really bodes well for your team. He needed to cash in on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
And it's Vucevic missing. Warriors trail by 5. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Iguodala. And again, no good by Golden State.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Nelson against Barnes. There's the triple. And Jameer Nelson gets the three. Nelson's got 13 points now in the quarter.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
And Bazemore kicks to Iguodala. Pass to Bazemore. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the fourth. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Iguodala missing. Orlando's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Harris outside. Kicks it to Davis. Working on Lee. Fade away. Davis with the bucket. And now it's a 10-point Magic lead.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Bazemore passes to Barnes. Iguodala dishes to Bazemore. And falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. And here's Oladipo. Good dish to Nelson. Timeout called the Warriors. They're trailing by 8. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Left side, Price. And so it's Orlando winning this one. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Berg, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Jameer Nelson.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style.
AKB, fired up. Bitch! Bless your truck. I do what I want, what I please. Bitch, when I talk, gotta get on her knees. 7 chains on in the club, I might freeze. How the fuck I got these bands in my jeans? Bitch! I do what I want, what I please. How the fuck I got these bands in my jeans? Draw me a back, fuck a bitch overseas. Go for when niggas, I only got me. Yeah! Boy, you're not toast, stop it. He got a gun, but I came with a rocket. Niggas say you're the bitch, look like he Ibaka. He talking crazy, so we had to sock him. Make the bitch get the balls, Pokemon. Put her the drink while you run like a marathon. Bitch, I be smoking that gas out the marathon. Hop out the coupe, that bitch look like a Megatron. Fucking so hard that she thought she gave birth. He try to rob me, now he on his shirt. I need my money, I know what I'm worth. Since I was 12, I've been geeking off perks. Yeah, all of these niggas, they hate it. Think I won't fuck on this bitch, but she basic. Why I'ma just do it, I know he gon' hate it. I'm way too grimy, I'm slimy, no gator. Bitch, I'm a bat. Fuck Instagram, we don't do none of that. You gotta show we pop out where you at. Let him get Roddy 6 shots in his back. You niggas pussy a dyke with a strap.
I'm on my way to an island and I'm popping shit at the